Isn't it ironic that after 4 years of teachers and parents telling us what to say and when to be quiet, the reward for the highest GPA in the senior class is to give me an audience full of people to ramble on to about for as long as I want? But don't worry, I won't keep you here too long. Now my friends and often random people in the hall have been asking me what I was going to say in my speech since freshman year. It was about 4 years ago, when the seniors at the time could have sworn they were the loudest and most annoying kids that they've ever seen, even though we've all grown past that stage, right? A few people were kind enough to give me suggestions, offer me ideas for quotes, and there were always those people who simply demanded that their names be in it. You know who you are. But for the first time in high school, about a month ago, a teacher asked me how my speech was going. And then I had an epiphany. One of those, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's almost over moments. So I looked around at the faces that I've gotten to know throughout high school, and I realized that I only had a few weeks left to share with those people. So initially, I panicked, and I wondered what I was going to say that this group of people would remember for the rest of their lives. And then I relaxed, because I realized that the answers to that question were all around me. They were all the memories we've had, and all the lessons we've learned during our time here together at North. It was then that I knew that the speech wasn't just another assignment that I had to hand in, although I do admit to the dismay of my English teachers that I did use Google and Wikipedia while brainstorming for topics. This speech was a chance to give my classmates an assignment, and I'm telling you right now that it's going to be a tough one. Almost as tough as one of Mr. Ware's assignments, although my cap and gown just can't stand up next to one of his suits. Your assignment is to change whatever you think about this ceremony as being an end, because in reality, this is the biggest beginning of your entire life. It's finally time to leave childhood behind, but to remember to keep your inner child close. It's finally time to let loose and enjoy your freedom, but to remember that you have adult consequences to deal with for every action. It's about time that you realize that life isn't as easy as high school, and you're not going to have simple black and white rules to tell you what to do anymore. Unfortunately, this means that your biggest daily dilemma might be a bit more serious than trying to find a ride to school, because the school bus is just way too late. By the way, if you ever do find yourself in this situation, give Matt Beniamino a call. He's helped me out every time. But don't fear the serious issues that will inevitably come your way. You've been preparing for them your entire life. It's true that you won't have parents or teachers there to tell you what to do when things get hard, but they've been telling you what to do for the last 12 years. Now it's time to figure things out and tell yourself what to do. But then you actually have to do it. There's no procrastinating on this assignment. If you're as lucky as I was, you've had a ton of different teachers to teach you the lessons you need to survive in the real world. Maybe the most influential one for you was someone like Mr. Ware, who taught his students how terrifying an English teacher could be, but at the same time made them capable of dealing with the seemingly impossible problems that they're bound to face later on. Or maybe you remember teachers like Mr. Nace, who certainly wasn't traditional, but who challenged you to think about the issues around you, and to develop your own opinions instead of just repeating someone else's. Hopefully, everyone has had at least one teacher like Mr. Edwards, who realizes that we're all students and that we have to learn, but that we're all people who need some sort of guidance. And I thank every teacher who's gone out of their way to mentor me or any other student in the audience tonight. Getting back to that assignment I mentioned, I still haven't told you the most important part. I know that all of you have been asked at one time or another about what your plans are after high school. I'm sure I'm not the only one who hasn't been sure about what that answer is, and answering the question seemingly became harder the more we progressed through high school. Well, your life after high school begins in a few moments, so even if you don't know what you're going to do what makes you feel good. If you have a dream, then go after it with everything you have. If you don't have a dream yet, then find it and live it. That's why you suffered through 12 years of sports, work, strict teachers, and deadlines. You deserve to do what you want now. Don't wait any longer, because happiness is all about the moments in life you truly feel alive. So go out there and feel alive, as long as you don't do anything illegal in the process anyway. There is so much out there for us to accomplish. There can be someone in the crowd tonight that will grow up to cure cancer, someone that will solve the recession, someone that will build the next hybrid car, and maybe even someone write the next series about a teenage vampire that no one can seem to shut up about. It doesn't matter what you choose to do, whether you end up doing something I just said, or whether you decide to become a plumber. As long as you can look back at your life and be truly happy with the choices you've made. Don't let other people influence your decisions and keep you from choosing the path you want. Whatever life you do end up choosing, make sure you take advantage of the lessons you've learned here and go out and change the world around you. Now, there's no way my parents would let me in the house later if I didn't mention them. So here it is. The teachers, coaches, and friends I've had have all shaped me into the person I am today. But I will always owe so much more to my parents. They made me. We don't have to go too deep into what that means literally. But I know that they were more than just providers. They were my first teachers, just like all of your parents were to you. It's because of the lessons they taught me that I have the privilege of being up here talking to you. My father told me never to settle for mediocrity, and I'm asking, no, telling you to do the same. Pursue something that invigorates you, something that makes your life worthwhile. And if you put your heart into it, there's no way that you'll ever be mediocre. Before I finish, I'd like to thank all of our administration, staff, and faculty here at North and Central Administration too for all their help and support tonight. None of this could have happened without them. Class of 2009, you're about to leave a place where you've enjoyed 4 of the most influential years of your life. The other side of those doors may seem like a long-awaited paradise, and the only thing on your mind right now may be freedom. But think about it and cherish the people and the moments that have shaped you. The grades and rankings don't matter anymore. We're all starting over. What matters is how much you've learned from relationships, friends, failures, and even just yourself. I know that most of you are just waiting to throw the caps in the air, so I'm honored to say my last goodbye to all of you while we are all still high school students. Congratulations, everyone. We did it.